Welcome back to my channel. The title of today's story is Gifts and Grief of Itunu. Itunu, ever bright and the most beautiful maiden in Ireti, lived through every day with radiance that is contagious and beauty like miracle. She was a gift to behold, with grace and love. Her father a hunter and her mother a trader. Itunu in her spare time helped her mother in the market, and for her beauty, her sales was of high volume, and so her mother always wanted her in the market to help her sell. Itunu became a center of attraction in the market, having so many buyers patronizing her. Other traders became envious, as they have lost all their buyers to the charismatic charm of the gifted girl of Ireti. Some of them insinuate that it must be a sham for Itunu to make such a sale. One day, very early in the morning, before market time, Bimbo, Itunu's mother's longtime rival, came to the market before everyone, and with her a sham, and buried it deep under Itunu's mother's table and left. No one saw her. Now when it was time for trading, Itunu came, and trading continued as usual, and her sales was also very high, but the money was shut off, and far from goods sold. Itunu's mother was shocked and surprised, but kept calm to observe maybe there was a mistake somewhere. Again the next day, and the day after that, shortage in cash sold continued, and the mother could no longer bear it. And so she assumed it was her daughter, Itunu, that was stealing from her, and she openly, in the market square, accused her daughter Itunu of stealing. Itunu was ashamed. She wasn't even given any chance to explain or say anything. Some other buyers and close neighbors tried to plead with her mother, but she continued to rain curses on her. Obviously, she was under a spell. Itunu wept bitterly, especially when her mother called her a thief. The news spread fast, and everyone in Ireti now saw Itunu as a beautiful thief, and in the eyes of many, her beauty became ugly and her charismatic charm faded. She was accused and stigmatized. Itunu stopped coming to the market and was so ashamed that she couldn't even walk on the road. She locked up herself indoors for days. Her father was very angry at her mother and beat her, but that didn't heal the grief of Itunu. Itunu was in pains. To be accused by one parent is another level of torture beyond words. Itunu's mother continued with her trading, but to her greatest surprise, there was still shortage even in more food than earlier suspected with Itunu. But she lacked words to explain this, which will obviously prove the innocence of Itunu. With mixed feeling of guilt and frustration, Mama, as she is fondly called, decided to keep quiet than to apologize to her daughter. She was obviously under a spell. Itunu is a gifted child from the kinds of vipers. Her pain ignites the venom of certain serpents that avenges on her behalf, fight for her, protect and prevent her against anything and anyone who tried to hurt her. Itunu's hatred for her mother was growing by the day. It's very dangerous to leave Itunu sad for too long, as even her parent knows that if it takes too long, her serpent will avenge, retaliate and do whatever she says. But this is her mother. Itunu was just in pains. The villagers are making matters worse. Itunu became a laughingstock. Some even cursed and clapped, calling her all sorts of names. Itunu could no longer bear the shame and grief, and started nursing the he-sands, calling her viper to avenge for her. The he-sands, as loud as though a wee snake is around the corner. Her father was terrified and started calling on the goddess of her descendants with libation to appease her, but Itunu was turning to her gift to avenge her innocence and vindicate her. she was no more coming out of her hut. Meanwhile, her mother's sales has dropped drastically as she continued losing with no explanation. She was restless. At some point, she thought of telling her husband Itunu was innocent, but that would be another round of slaps and beating. She was just crying for herself, her daughter, and her business. Itunu remained indoor for days, calling her kind. Suddenly, a pandemonium erupted in the village as a mighty viper swayed from the bush path, slowly coming towards the market square. Everyone in the market ran for their lives. Some courageous youths grouped themselves with huge sticks to kill the snake, but we are told to stop, as any stick on the viper will be hitting Itunu in her sleep. Killing it will be killing Itunu. The old and elderly native were chanting praises and welcoming MITIDAA, the viper, as a member of the community on a mission to spare the innocent and have no mercy on the wicked. They were happy that soon the wicked will be disgraced, exposed, and punished. The arrival of MITIDAA got to the king, and the chief priest was informed. They hurried quickly to intercept it from getting to the market, but slowly and steadily, MITIDAA, the viper, was getting to the market. Not stopping, not hurting anyone. Many traders were still packing up quickly, including Bimbo, Itunu's mother's rival. Itunu's parents, hearing the arrival of MITIDAA, especially her mother, was gripped with fear and could only imagine what his mission is. Has it come to avenge for Itunu? How exactly? Itunu in trance was still turning, waking up periodically, moving as the viper is moving. His father left to see MITIDAA already in the market square. Bimbo has successfully packed up all her goods, but forgot her money bag and ran back to the market to get her bag of money. As the king's elders and chief priests were still libating to MITIDAA, then came Bimbo, and the viper flew up, scaring everyone, becoming more hostile, and throwing itself at Bimbo, who screamed her heart as she was squeezed by MITIDAA, the viper. Itunu was also as vigorous as MITIDAA, falling from her bed to the floor. Her mother shouted, calling her neighbors and everyone for help. The help her broke down the door as Itunu's mother ran in to rescue her daughter. She was beaten by Itunu as MITIDAA also bites Bimbo in the market square. Omama, Itunu's mother, ran out shouting for help from her husband that Itunu was innocent too. The bite was like a venomous pain. She shouted, running through the village, that Itunu is not a thief, that her daughter has never stolen before, that she was innocent. She shouted to the market square for her husband, as Bimbo was in similar pain as she was head-struck by the angry viper. Many people ran with Omama to the market square, everyone standing far from the viper that has released Bimbo after many pleas of incantation from the chief priests and the elders and kings, but was still surrounded by the mighty body mass of the viper. As Bimbo rode towards Itunu's mother's stable, where she buried the sham, Itunu's mother, still shouting in pains that her daughter didn't steal anything, that she wrongly accused her. The more Mama was shouting, the more her pains was subsiding. Then Bimbo confessed that she was envious by the excesses of Itunu. That's why she buried a sham to disgrace her, and for her to never return to the market again. Then the viper retreated while the chief priest dug and brought out the sham. Huge blood like stew, gushed out of Bimbo's mouth, eyes, ears, and nose. Then with strong seizure, she collapsed and died. Itunu eventually woke up as MITIDAA, the viper, slowly walked out with praises from the whole village, sending it off to his habitat as he accomplished the mission. It was a life experience to see MITIDAA's visit to Ireti.